So we have the same objective from Friday. Okay, and on our warm-up, you're explaining the difference between exponential growth and exponential decay. Again, if you have not written down your warm-up on your own, what does exponential growth do again? It's increasing, it's multiplying by a number greater than 1. But exponential decay is what? Decreasing, and it's multiplying by a number less than 1, between 0 and 1. Okay? So, everyone's writing that down. When you don't write it down, you know what it makes me do? It makes me make the Eli Manning face. I get real sad. So make sure you do what you're supposed to do. Okay. Now, your assignment today, and I do want to say a few things. What are we doing on Friday here? We're going to do a quiz on this exponential linear stuff, okay? We've been kind of just drilling it. It's kind of a lot of similar stuff. So it'll be a little quiz on Friday. Help your grades. The reason why you might need some help is because some people have not turned in 1.3 or 1.4, okay? I have a few that have been turned in. And again, there's a difference between, like, these are what notes look like. They have the big 1.4, 1.5 in the top right, okay? But the assignment says the word assignment on it, okay? So again, I'm going to give you 1.5 today, but some of y'all still need to turn in 1.3, 1.4, and probably 1.2 and 1.1, okay? Just check Skyward. I put in 1.3. I'm about to put in 1.4 into the grade book, okay? I don't want your grades to suffer if you're not turning stuff in, so make sure you're turning stuff in completely finished. Otherwise, you'll get it back. You'll have to do it later, so just do it right the first time. Your assignment looks like this. Oh, not that. It looks like this. All right, cool. So here's what your assignment looks like. So I want everyone to listen, so you know what you're doing on your assignment. On number 1 and 2, okay, it says to determine whether a linear model or an exponential model would be most appropriate, okay? Let me pass this out first. Sorry, I'm out of order here. I'm out of whack. I'm a little tired because I, had to travel last night from Arlington because I was, watching an event, in which the team definitely won. I might be wearing the shirt, All right, now that you should have it in front of your face on your desk, look at this. So here's the 2 things I want you to do. Is everyone listening? Show me you're listening with your eye contact and your ears being void of blockage of audio, right? So, check it out. What I want you to do is, oh man, can I borrow your pencil, please? Just for real quick, right? What I want you to do is I want you to, all the way down here, I want you to subtract first. Okay? Write down the numbers. So you'll do 67.5 minus 45. 94.5 minus 67.5. Subtract all the way down, okay? They're not all going to be the same, but you're going to ask yourself, do they look pretty close together? Okay? In the real world, stuff isn't exactly the same, but it'll be pretty close. And then I want you to try finding the ratios. If you remember, the word ratio means divide. So now you're going to do 67.5 divided by 45. Write it down. 94.5 divided by 67.5. Write it down. You're going to have 2 rows of numbers, and one of them is going to be like not close together, and one of them is going to be kind of pretty close together. If you're subtracting each time, that's linear, and if you're dividing each time, that's exponential, okay? So again, by doing these differences in ratios, you can kind of tell if it's exponential or if it's linear, and that's what they ask you to do. Is it linear or exponential? Okay? So again, subtract them. Are they pretty close? If not, divide them. They should be pretty close, okay? Now, 3 through 5, calculate the average ratio. Is everyone paying attention? Here's how you do this, okay? On 3 through 5, I want you to do kind of what you did on number 1. You're only going to divide this time, okay? So I want you to do the ratios, okay? Ratio means to divide. Okay? So divide these two, write it down. 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 And then how do you find an average? What do you do with those four numbers? Add them up, and then divide by how many there are, which is 4 in this case, right? Same thing here. Divide these, divide these, divide these, divide these, divide these, divide these. Add them up, divide by, in this case, 6. Okay, so again, finding an average is when you add them all up, divide by how many there are. All right, 6 through 8, you're going to tell me, is it growth or decay? Remember the warm-up we just did? You should be able to tell me by looking at the table if it's growth or decay, right? So you're going to write that down, growth or decay. And then it says to get a function. Function, how do I do that, Mr. G? List in spreadsheets, menu 4-1A. Remember that? Of course you do. So 2 things, growth or decay. Give me the equation, y equals whatever the calculator says. Same thing for 7, same thing for 8. And then 9 through 12, you're going to answer these questions based on this information. So I'm going to let you do that. Go ahead and get started, please.